Sound
Is there
good?
anything
And it looks
anything in
like we're live,
particular?
so
Oh, did that switch over there? Whoops.
it did.
Well then, my bad.
It's all good.
Welcome to the first episode of Statistically Improbable Productions. My name is Jake Much. I'm a graphic designer by trade. And we are today going to be playing Monster of the Week, which is a powered by the Apocalypse game system published by Evil Hat Productions. We've all played Dungeons and Dragons before, and this will be our first time dipping our toes into Monster of the Week. So we're learning the rules ourselves, and we're going to see how well we do at this game. And I guess we'll jump into introducing everyone else. We'll start with David. If you want to introduce your character name, pronouns, and the playbook you will be playing.
Okay, hello. I'm David, as you may have heard. I will be playing some asshole named John Doe. Doe spelled like bread dough, not like the dough, you know. And I will be playing as a Flake, which, from what I gather, is like a conspiracy nut.
And moving to Tamara.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara. Pronouns are she, her. I am going to be playing a character named Wynn Eastwood, and she is from the playbook The Spooky. So, yeah, just going to be a little spooky.
And next up is Sarah.
Hello, everyone. I am Sarah Ocean, and I will be playing Helena Young. And the book I'm going from is The Divine, whether she wants to be or not.
Okay. And with that gone through, let's jump in. The sun beat down on everyone that day. Intense heat threatened to burn you if you stood out for any length, the same way it always did. Except that day was different. That day was the day the earth trembled. The day they would never forget. For most, the tremble was just enough to knock them off balance and shake their house. In other places, it caused major natural disasters. What caused the collapse of society, though, came a few moments after. The world stood still, like it was holding its breath, and when it finally exhaled, it could only be described as an electromagnetic surge ripping through the earth. All electronics were fried, and all digital data erased in an instant. The surge also changed certain animal behaviors. A small percentage of living creatures became hostile towards humans. Starting in the wilds, this increased predatory drive eventually spread to some domesticated animals. If humans were affected by the surge, it was a carefully guarded secret hidden from the public. People thought that it was the end, and for some it was. But humanity eventually adapted. It's been 30 years since the surge. Most people live in walled societies to protect them from the wilds. A company called Polaris Industries was hailed as a savior by some for helping get society back to the digital age. However, people lost trust in digital technology. Scared that another surge could occur and they'd have to start over. For some people, it's not fear that keeps them from Polaris Tech, but rather poverty. Polaris Industries has developed technology well beyond what was crafted prior to the surge, and helped secure its place and power within civilization with these advancements. There are many rumors, speculations, and conspiracies about what caused the surge. Some believe it to be a divine act, others say it was caused by Polaris Industries, while a handful believe that was an eldritch horror from another world trying to break into ours. Whispers have also started spreading about an increased number of unexplainable occurrences since the surge. Nothing has been officially confirmed, though, and most people have stopped asking. Those that don't often find themselves facing the wilds. So, as our story begins, we cut to a young girl on her way to pick up some products from a client. The client's name is Jennifer Sophia. Sarah, if you don't mind describing your character.
I would love to. So, Helena is a 12-year-old girl who is very smart for her age, or so she says. We'll see if that continues to be true. She's roughly 5'5", whatever that means for folks. Her hair is normally back. She likes her a bit of pop of color, but mostly dark clothes. And her defining feature would be the massive pair of glasses she wears on her face. And she speeds about the city, ducking through alleyways and going to meet clients of various need and nature.
So, as you come up to the door of this client, how do you approach the door? This is their buildings complex.
I probably do a little look both ways in the hallway just to make sure no one else is with me. And we'd have a code, so I just give a couple little knocks on the door.
Okay. As you knock on the door, it opens, and in front of you is a uniformed officer. And he greets you. Hello, can I help you with anything?
Yeah, I was just looking for a friend. They said they lived here. We were just gonna go play for a bit. Are they here?
So, one thing I should inform you, Jennifer is just letting you know, and so your character knows, Jennifer is an adult who is one of your suppliers.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure you're aware of that. But the officer will then look at you curiously and it's like, what's the name of the person you're looking for?
Oh, now I'm wondering. So what's going through Helena's head is, does she give the actual name or does she pretend she's at the wrong address? And I think ooh. Yeah, I think she's gonna give a fake name, so I don't know if I need to, is there any kind of, I mean, based from D&D, is there a deception I need to make here, or am I good to just keep going?
That is a good question. That's not the right sheet. Basic moves. There's a move to manipulate someone.
Yeah, that is kind of what I'm doing, or trying to do. We'll see if it's successful.
But the officer is just going to what did you say? So you know the residents who lives here?
I mean, I think so.
What is your? How do you know them?
We just met.
Now, how old did you say your character looks?
She looks, I mean, her actual age is about 12, but she looks like she could range from like 10 to 13. It's kind of that ambiguous. You're not totally sure if you could peg her age.
Okay.
Like, it's okay if she's not here. I can just come back another time.
Is it Jennifer Sophia the one that you were looking for?
I think that's her name. Yeah. Is she here?
So the officer kneels down to look you face to face to get on your level, and he's he's very stern when he looks at you and says, "I'm afraid to inform you that Dr. Sophia has passed away sometime in the evening. So she won't be around anymore."
I think that scares Helena a little bit, but she's gonna just be like, I think she's gonna play up being upset about it to just get out of here, because this is a lot that's happening right now. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
So,
Maybe I'll just go back to my mom's then. Is that okay?
no, I feel like this would definitely count as a manipulate someone.
I probably.
Yeah.
Definitely playing a game here.
Yeah. Yeah, manipulate someone seems like the best one to do here, so
Okay.
roll, because you're just trying to convince him to like stop asking you questions and let you out of this situation.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, take 2d6 and roll them and add your plus charm.
Ooh, okay. This should be interesting. I'm gonna bring up my character sheet real quick. Don't think that's one of my stronger skills. Nope, that's at a -1. Let's see how this goes.
That's gonna be great.
I trust your confidence here. All right. What does an 8 get me?
So, with an 8, that is a mixed success. So,
Oh wait, no, -1. Sorry, that's a 7.
you're still a mixed success, luckily. So on mixed success, they'll do what you want, but only if you do something for them right now. To show that you mean it.
Okay.
If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it. So, he's going to say, yes, you can go, but can I get some... Wait, this is currently an open investigation, so if I could get any... Since you have had recent contact with them, would I be able to get any contact information from you? Just in case we have any follow-up questions.
I mean, I'm not supposed to give my name to strangers.
Well, any, guardian that I could contact?
Oh, you mean like my mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I, where could I contact her?
I mean, we live just like 4 or 5 streets that way.
And the address? Or...
Oh, yeah. Gosh, she's always trying to get me to remember it. I'm really not good at remembering things. Maybe can I write it down? Do you have like, you're a police person, right? Do you have like one of those piece of paper with like your name and stuff?
Sure. Or this... I feel like this would fall under the same manipulate
Cool.
someone.
I'll roll again.
What?
Do you want me to roll again, Jake?
Yeah, you're kind of pushing to another element, so yeah, we'll roll again. We're still figuring this out, so.
That's another 7.
Sure. He's going to pull out a card with his number and stuff on it. But then also, if you could write down just your mother's name here, so we can contact you, or get contact later if we have any questions.
Okay, sure.
And he's going to hand you a pen and notepad.
What is his name that I see on the card?
I have that here. His name is Detective Patrick Egan.
Okay. And what does he kind of look like? What's the general features that I'd pick out?
So, that's a good question. This does not give me... I'm using modules for the first one and adapting them into this setting. So, which means I'm using some of the descriptions from these things, and it is not showing me what this person looks like.
I'll just assume, like, in my head, I'm seeing, like, a clean-cut, your average detective looking.
I found a good thing here. He's like bald, male, in his probably 40s to 50s.
Okay.
Looks like decent shape, not yeah, looks like he's in decent shape.
Cool. And do I see that he has like a badge and a gun? Like he's actually an officer?
Yeah, he's in uniform.
Cool. Okay. I think that would be the only things that Helena is clocking, just to make sure he's legit.
Yeah, he is in uniform.
Okay. Cool. Then on the card that he gave her, she'd probably just write down a fake name of her mom,
Expected.
basically. Yeah. And just like a street that is like the other end of town from where she actually lives.
Okay. And then you run off, I assume?
For sure. But I think I'm gonna like go, like, it's an apartment complex, right?
Yeah.
How many floors up am I right now?
I feel like this would have been like a buzzer system, so you would have hit her number, and then a few minutes later the officer came down.
Oh, okay. So I'm
That's
not
what I had
at
in my
her
head.
apartment. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Then can I leave the building and walk around the corner and just like wait for a couple seconds and
Yeah.
then look back to see if he's still there?
So yeah, you duck behind a corner and then peek back, and you see that he's there jotting down a few notes, and then he, on his radio, he like says some things, but you can't hear what he's saying. And then he goes to a car on the side of the road, and then leaves.
Oh, he left.
Yeah.
Once I see the car go around the corner, can I duck back into the building and buzz a different apartment?
Sure.
One that's like near to where like the next one, like say her apartment was 308, I'm looking to buzz like 307 or 306.
Yeah. You buzz the thing, and you hear after a second, just like, yeah, hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Jenna. Is she there?
Who?
Jenna?
I think you got the wrong, the wrong room here.
Oh, you don't know a Jenna?
No Jenna here.
Oh, okay. Never mind. And I'm assuming the door is still locked.
Yeah. They
I'm
would
gonna
just
try a different buzzer.
just hit all of them until you get.
I'm gonna wait until nobody picks up and somebody just buzzes me in. If they do, it's possible that they don't.
Let's play the odds here. I'm gonna roll on the screen. If it's evens, there is. Odds, there isn't. Okay.
Ooh, okay, I like those odds.
As you just go down the list until someone's too lazy to actually.
Ooh.
So, Evens. There is someone. Eventually, you do. A few people are answer, but then you eventually get one person who just buzzes you in without question.
Perfect. I grab the door and run inside.
Okay. And what do you wish to accomplish while you're in here?
I want to. Is this investigation? Like, I want to investigate to see if there's anything weird in her hall, or like if a neighbor seems really sketchy. Like, I don't want to go. I don't think, like, Helena's definitely doesn't want to go into the apartment in case there's like a dead body or something in there that she doesn't want to see.
Yeah.
But just like anything weird, because she was supposed to see this person. And
Okay. There's investigate a mystery, so that is distinctly one of the moves. So roll the 2d6 and add plus shark.
cool. So not a super strong suit of mine, I don't think. Okay, plus nothing. 7.
So with a partial success, you get to ask one of the questions. Some of these won't be, not all of these will necessarily be pertinent to the situation at hand, but the sort of questions you can ask is, what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
Cool.
If there's another,
Okay.
like, we can try and figure out another thing you can ask, but it should fall into...
No, I can run with those. I think it would either be what's being concealed here, like if there's something weird that's hidden, something out of place, or if there's like any markings of a monster, you know, like obvious claws on a wall or something glaringly obvious. I'm not a super observant person, but I just, yeah.
What you can discern from, like, what happened or what's being concealed, what you would basically get from this scene is that it doesn't look like this is the crime scene. It looks like nothing's out of place here. There's no signs of struggle or anything.
Oh, okay.
You can probably get the sense that this was just a follow-up at the victim's residence.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. In that case, she's just gonna like try and remember which apartment is the one that buzzed her in without thinking about it, and then just run out of there and go to her next delivery.
Okay. From there, the camera pans out as we move across the city to actually a little earlier that morning.
Quite the camera.
Yeah. To the living quarters of a John Doe. So that morning you heard some chatter on one of your several police scanners. There's been you heard on them that there's been 3 bodies found, burned and partially dissolved at the Ray Science Center. That's all you're able to catch whenever you hear them go off. But the Ray Science Center, you've been suspicious of that place for a while now. It might not be public, but you know they're up to some shit. They gotta be.
They are.
So what does John Doe usually do with his mornings, and how does he approach with this news?
Well, I think I'm gonna make myself a stiff black coffee, and I'm gonna head out and take a look for myself, because they've already got 3 people. Clearly they know I'm onto them, so if I don't do something about this, I'm next. I gotta get to the bottom of this.
Okay. So you're going to be heading towards the science center itself?
Oh yeah.
Do you make your coffee yourself, or do you get it anywhere?
Depends on what time in the morning it is. Or, well, no, I guess I would have picked it up on my scanner, which would be at my lair. So yeah, I got no time to stop somewhere. I gotta whip something up myself.
Okay. So, is your
And when I leave, I'm gonna kind of lay low and watch the skies, because I hear there's time traveling drone cameras up there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay. If that's the case, you're on your way to the science center. Might get our last introduction out before we cut back to you.
All right.
Just so we get everyone moving. I know we spent no more with Helena, but Helen, is it Helena?
Helena.
Helena. Okay. But we'll just get these last intro done as you're on your way to the science center. Camera zooms out of you across the city again to the apartment of how do you pronounce your character's name again, Tamara?
Win.
Win. Okay. So it's the early morning. You've woken up late because you switched shifts with a coworker of yours. For the past few days, you've also been rationing your meds until payday, and now you are out. But your supplier should be at your work soon, because they usually stop by on their daily routes. So how do you proceed with your morning?
Well, with this information, Win would get up. She would be quite anxious in the morning, not having access to her medication, understanding that she would be more susceptible to the negative urges and stuff that the meds kind of help subside. She's going to get dressed for her work shift quickly, throwing on just all black, kind of really wanting to hide herself from the public today, even though she has to work in a public-facing job. Her hair is going to be a mess. She's just going to throw it back in a ponytail, quickly wash her face, do nothing with it otherwise, and just grab some water and her backpack. And she always carries with her like this family book, and no one really gets it, but she just ignores. She tries to hide and ignore. So she throws the book in, she throws in her water, and she kind of, I guess, very anxiously rushes out the door to head to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that all on the everyone heading in their directions, so we have our character icons here, which we made using Hero Forge. I think I'm going to drop you guys in the city map so I can let you guys know, so I can see where everyone is, so we can
Very
get an idea
cool.
for where everyone is. Just let me drop you there, and I will probably have to readjust the that came out decently clear. So, here's the map of our city. I had brought up. Just need to remember where I placed everything. So, your guys' work is, well, the coffee shop that you work at is right here on this block. So
Cool.
I'm just going to, no, that's the wrong one.
Right near a park, eh?
Yeah. So the Science Center is along the coast, well, along the edge around that section of the city, which is where John Doe is on his way to.
Suspicious that they need to be near the water. What chemicals are they dumping? What are they putting
or
in
is
the
it
drinking
chemicals
water?
at all that they're dumping? Dun, dun, dun.
I do not have a plan for where Helena. I'm going to be so bad with names.
You can just call her Hell.
Hell? Okay.
That's her shorthand.
So when you're on your way to work, Hell, you're going towards, where were you heading, Hell?
To my next delivery spot, which would be near the coffee shop, and then of course I'd have to do a pickup from my house.
Okay. So you said you're zipping around the city, correct?
Me? Absolutely. I click a couple things and activate my awesome healies, and I'm just zooming around as fast as possible. But I take less obvious routes through a lot of places, you know, spots that I can squeeze through, and occasionally taking main roads when I absolutely have to.
Okay. As you're zipping through the streets, on your way to your routes, cutting through a seldomly used alleyway, you cut the corner a little too hard, and you literally run face to face with a man in a trench coat John Doe, you just completely trip over this kid who zooms around a corner.
Hey, watch it, kid.
You watch it, kid.
How do you handle this encounter?
Who sent you?
Sent
How'd you
me.
know I was gonna be here?
Oh my god. You're crazy. And I make sure that the pouch that I have attached to my waist is still there.
So you guys, do you just head in your separate ways? Something's off about this kid. You can tell, John.
I know she knows more than she's letting on. Now, okay, so I think John would try to see where the kid's going, but I really don't want to be just the creepy guy in a trench coat who follows a kid around.
That is fair.
That's not a
So,
great look.
Not a great look, I gotta say. Yeah, I think I'll make a mental note of the kid, but still continue on to the science lab.
Okay.
I mean, I think Helena does the same. Like, she kind of makes a note because she's just had a bit of a scare, right? Coming face to face with a police officer at a door. So she's just like, is this guy also a cop? And then he says words, and she's like, nah, too weird to be a cop.
Says words.
Yeah.
As soon as he opens his mouth, it's just like, yeah, no, not a cop.
Like, no, I don't think so. But definitely a weird thing, and checks her pockets because, you know, she has picked a pocket or two in her time and just wants to make sure that anyone that bumps into her isn't taking something, but clearly he hasn't, so she's just gonna continue towards the coffee shop.
Okay. So, I'd say you would pick up the direction that he's heading in, which the general direction is also where you know that your supplier worked.
Oh.
So your supplier actually worked at the science center, and that's the direction that he's heading in. So just something to note.
Yeah, would definitely. I'm assuming there's just like a sign or something advertising, like parking here for the science center or something.
It's just down, like straight down the street from where you kind of are right now. So, and you can see that's the direction he's heading in, and it's an odd coincidence, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely a weird day so far, and I think Helena would just make a note like, oh yeah, she did work there. I don't know, I could check it out later, but I still have another delivery to make, so there is somewhere I need to be.
On your route to your next delivery, which was at the coffee shop, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we cut to the coffee shop where Wynn is currently just got to work. You're getting everything set up for your morning. Word left my head. Shift, that's the word. You were a little late. But you made it, so After a few minutes of being there, you do notice a familiar face walk in of a little 12-year-old girl that you desperately need to speak to.
Okay. Wynn's going to see. She's currently like making a coffee for a customer that's at the counter when she sees the door open in her peripheral, and she glances over and sees the little girl. And when she sees it, there's like a wave of relief, but then an added anxiety for being in her workspace and seeing that individual. Even though it's happened before, she's extra anxious this morning. So she starts to like get very like antsy and like looking around back and forth and kind of like seeing if anyone's watching what is going on. And she walks over to, and this is like unusual for her because she's usually very low energy. So the fact that she's this anxious amount right now is very, she's having to like really watch herself for this. So she heads over to the counter to hand the customer the coffee, and then she waits for the next customer to come up.
Well, the next customer does happen to be Hell. As she walks up, I really want to picture like almost eye level with the counter, but I feel like she's a bit. Is she taller or just like at eye level with the counter?
I mean, she's taller, but it's basically like just most of the head. Like not even the mouth. It's just like definitely the glasses and like the forehead, the hair, like in the buns over her head makes it over. Hi.
So you have a little Hell in front of you for her order. How do you guys proceed?
What took you so long?
Oh, you would not believe the morning I just had. That's what people say, right? Right. Yeah. It was a lot. I was actually somebody died, and
Oh my
there
God.
was a police guy, and it's
It sounds like you need 2 shots of espresso this morning.
Oh, honestly, 3, if you can make it quick.
Yes, why don't we meet in our regular spot in 1 minute and we can talk about this more.
Yeah. Of course, she like leans over and is like, I have something to give you too, and kind of like leans back.
Super subtle.
When like kind of like eye rolls a bit at the level of very casually without anyone noticing. And she sees like a shadow in the corner of her eye, which like catches her. Like it's like a shadow that goes by, and she gets like spooked a bit from it, and she doesn't think anyone else can see it. And then she leans over to Helena and goes, "Yes, now, please, let's get this done."
Oh, okay. I guess Hell kind of like clocks that she looks scared of something and like looks over, but wouldn't see anything.
So just for context, what Wynn's talking about the spot, I thought that there could be just like a table in the corner of the room that like you tend to sit and have your coffee at for a second when you come to visit me, and I could be like cleaning tables nearby and then come and sit with you for a sec.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just grab the drink you give me and go over to the corner and just like take off my backpack, like click the heelys back in, settle into my corner.
Yeah, sorry, you can go ahead.
No, you can. I won't interrupt. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, so Wynn's gonna get like her. I'm assuming she has a coworker. There's a way she can leave the counter to like go clear tables. So she's gonna go and head that way, and like have like some cash, because I'm assuming we're using a currency that is cash here. Kind of like folded and ready to go to enable a transaction with Helena.
Yeah.
And she like very like hunched over and like trying to like hide herself kind of thing, like scurries over to the corner.
And I feel like how this would operate, like Helena's still a kid, right? Sometimes she can be subtle and sometimes it's super obvious. But she pulls out like some books and like a pencil case that looks like she could be like a student, right? She's just coloring or drawing or writing up some math figures, some homework of some kind. And just like slides the pencil case over to one side of the table and just keeps the books next to her.
So I guess at this point, I would want to source what I'm trying to get here from Helena. Is there anything I'm going to have to do game mechanics wise to get this?
So the mechanics of the games are like, if you're trying to do it's unlike D&D where you have to roll for literally everything you want to do. If something is within normal human capacity, you don't generally have to roll for it. It's only if you're trying to do something that would be seen as difficult or actually challenging or beyond human capability. Those are the times you have to roll. If it's just for like climbing over something or like trying to run, like there's no rolling for that unless there's like something actively making it difficult and challenging. So
okay, cool.
A lot more narratively driven.
Okay, so then Wynn's gonna like sneak over and like pretend to like wipe the table that Helena's like at and like reach into the pencil case and like put the money in and grab what's in there. And then like kind of like sneak it into my pocket. And it's like we've done this many times before. You can tell this isn't the first time that I have, grabbed this. And I turn to Helena. I'm just like, thank you so much. I need this. If you can get me double next time, I will pay.
Double. Oh,
I can't go without again. Like this isn't good. We can't do this. Like I'm scared.
So it's going to be harder to get some of the meds out because one of your suppliers is gone now.
I think that's kind of what Helena is thinking, and obviously she wants to talk to Goliath, the person that is a partner in a way to this project. But she'd also be thinking like she's down, or they are down a supplier. So she'd just kind of be like, did you know, sorry, Jake, what's the name of the doctor? Dr. Jenna?
Just hit that on another tab.
Jennifer Sophia?
Yeah.
Jennifer Sophia, okay. I think Helena's trying to hide it, but she's still a little freaked out, so she'd be like chewing on the strings of her hoodie and just be like, hey, did you know Dr. Sophie? Do you know that name?
I might have heard it around. Is there something I should know?
I mean, no, it's just, she's just, like, remember when I said I ran into that cop this morning?
Yeah.
Ugh. He was just, like investigating, like, she died.
Oh, goodness. And who was Jennifer to you?
I just knew her.
Well, thank you for my medicine. I know it's weird to ask for so much from you, but it's appreciated. It's hard to get medicine here, as you know. And the fact that Yeah, but like, you had to talk to a cop today. It's not good. You're just a kid.
Excuse me. I'm just a kid. Kids are like babies. That's not, no.
Okay. Enjoy your
It just like,
espresso.
yeah, like intentionally downs the espresso.
Just
and it's
one
like,
gulp.
oh.
Little for reals though, I probably wouldn't have put 3 shots in when you asked. I probably would have only put like 1 and made you think it was 3 shots.
For
So,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just like a little bit wired now. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Double, right? Yeah, we'll talk.
Thank you. And my character's gonna kind of like back away, back towards the counter, but like right away, like grab one of the pills from the package and like slide it into my mouth to take it.
Okay. With that interaction, we will cut back to John Doe as you're making your way down to the science center.
Making your way down.
What?
And that's probably as much as we can get away with.
We're not having other streams in jokes here. But John Doe, how do you approach the science center?
Okay, well, what am I looking at here? Like, what kind of building is the science center, and is it public access or not?
So, you've been studying this building for a bit now. You'd know that it's a 3-story building, but only the first floor is like open to the public. It's kind of where they display sort of different educational experiments and stuff. It's like severely underfunded, the bottom section. Like, it's just like kind of a gimmick thing to get to just another source of profit for them. But the second level is not open to the public. It's where they actually, as far as you are aware, that's where they do all their research and experiments and stuff. You're not quite sure what's on the 3rd floor, but it's very not often that people get to go to the 2nd floor without express access being granted. Occasionally, they'll let press in to if they have a news story that they're covering and stuff, but generally anything above the 1st floor is closed to the public. However, today, the entire building is closed. There's a police car outside, and there's tape around the building. You can see that there's an active investigation going on. And you're probably easy to assume that it's because of the what you heard for the scanner.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm just gonna kind of lay low, hang around near the perimeter, like out of sight as best I can manage, and just keep an eye on who's coming and going, what kind of stuff's, like what kind of business is being concluded.
Okay.
Just- Taking it slow and steady.
So you notice that there's officers come and go every so often. Different types of officers. There's also some of the staff. Not a lot there because they're closed down, but they have to have some staff present to like make sure that the officers don't tamper with things that could hurt them or mess up like crucial experiments that they're working on.
Don't go into the restricted section, you could say.
What? I never said that. But that's after watching for a few minutes. That's sort of what you gauge. I think if you were wanting to actually, let me look up the. I've taken more notes in this book than I've had in any textbook I've owned.
If only they let there be classes on that,
Ooh, honestly.
right?
Yeah, I think if you're wanting to like investigate a mystery, you'd probably need to get closer into the like active crime scene. Don't know if an actual crime has been committed, so you just could have been an accident.
Well, yeah, I know from the scanners that there's like, dead bodies. So
yeah,
something happened.
yeah, but from outside, I think it's be hard for you to actually what exactly. You might glean some information, but if you want to get more, you'd have to actually get inside somehow. I think what other move would there be? Manipulate someone, protect someone, read a bad situation. Oh, read a bad situation might actually be useful here.
Okay. I'll read a bad situation.
Yeah. You get some specific questions with that, so go ahead and roll plus sharp. I did not have Roll20 open.
Ooh.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Which it reports as a mixed success. Which, according to this thingy dingy, it says I get to hold 1, and I can spend that to ask you one of several questions.
Yeah. So, I'm just guessing you have the list of questions in front of you.
Yeah. So I'll ask, what's my best way in?
Okay.
Very nice.
So, let me just look at the layout of this place. So, give me 1 second to confer with my book.
I'm picturing the first level of this science place to be like a kid's science center with like those balls filled with electricity that makes your hair stand up and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The fun
kinda-
activities and stuff.
Fun activities and a little gimmicky, you know?
Yeah. That's would you have ever been here? I'm assuming you probably have been here before. Hal?
Possibly. Yeah, I would think so, but like not for work per se.
Yeah, so you'd know that it's very gimmicky, the first floor. It's like a very innocent display of attraction.
If I'd been investigating the place, then I would assume I would have, like, some familiarity with at least the public-facing parts
Yeah.
of it. Like I would have gone to case the joint, as the
A
kids
guy
say.
in a trench coat checking out the new science exhibits.
So you would know that like the obvious easiest way in is through the main entrance, but it's looking right now that you need some sort of clearance to get by, so that'd be one option. If you were to like manipulate your way in, and then another option would be either through a window or air duct could possibly be an entrance, or there's a courtyard in the middle of the area of the building that's open air courtyard. That if you were to scale the buildings to some capacity, and you could drop down into the courtyard is another option. But those would probably be the main entrances to this facility.
I think I'm gonna try to talk my way in through the front door. I'm just trying to think of what I'm gonna say.
Hey. If you want to think about what you're going to say for a second, we can cut back to
Sounds perfect.
Win and Hell. So you've gotten your stuff that you need. And Hell, you know that this is bad for your business because this was a big supplier for you. So
Yeah, I kind of don't want to tell. I don't want to tell my guardian this is happening because it's really bad news. But I know that I have to.
like
I know that I should.
would you have had another contact at the science center?
I don't know because I think I'm pretty much like I make a few choices myself, like order of the deliveries that I do and like when pickups are, but like a lot of it is arranged by my guardian, who's like the main.
Yeah. Do you think
operator
he
of
would
this.
have another contact there?
He might, yeah. I mean, he's been doing this for a while, so it's entirely possible that he does.
Okay. So, would you be going to see if he can supply you with more information?
I think so. I mean, it's right near the coffee shop, so I'd probably just zip over to the bookstore.
Okay. I don't have his name written down. Describe the bookstore and your guardian's name? Their guardian's. Describe the bookstore and your guardian. I can
Yes.
word.
You can word. Words are fun. Cool. So I guess the neighborhood is like we're not living in a nice area. It's a pretty basic coffee shop. It's almost it's on the edge of being gentrified, but there's definitely a rough element to this area.
Yeah, you
The
guys are
bookstore-
like on the edge of the the nicer part of town. So like you don't see a lot of like high corporate executives in this area, but there will often be people around that have money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not top, but like they hold high positions in different places.
Right.
You're also close, I believe, to the university, which would get some of that crowd in as well.
Definitely. Yeah. Like comfortable to walk through during the day, but you'd be a little on your toes at nighttime.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So it's sort of like an older buildings area. The bookstore itself has like really old dark wood along the front of it, but there's definitely like you can pull a like in a big city you'd pull like a chain thing, like a chain door kind of across the front entrance, but that's pushed back because opening hours have just started. And there's a sort of a dark green sign hanging on the glass window of the door that just says open in cursive white lettering. And then the name of the bookstore is kind of obscured over the top because it was faded away over time. But it's clearly there's tons of books in the two big picture windows on either side of the door. So you know what you're going there for sure.
Okay, as you enter, a bell chimes when the door opens. Just classic bookstore feel. Shelves of books. There's a counter on the left that just has is itself piled with books that haven't been put away. It's probably your job to put them away and just hasn't been done yet. And everyone is still in there.
Hi.
Hey, we're back.
Hello.
Sorry, everyone. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Just had a little internet cutout. It's gonna happen. And I'm getting note that we are good to continue. What were we at?
Bookstore.
Right.
Elena was just walking in.
Yes, the bookstore. Yeah, books piled on the desk. Somebody's job to put that away. And you hear from the back. How do you picture this? How do you imagine this man to sound?
He's a bit gruff, is how I would imagine. Like a little short and to the point. Not mean by any means, but just like, this is who I am. This is how things are. Kind of an energy. He's definitely an older fellow, so whatever voice energy that gives you when you think of it.
Thank you for not making it difficult.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you hear from the back. Just a sec, I'll be right out.
Yeah, it's just me. Don't worry.
Did you get what you needed?
Helena kind of like gives a long pause because she's like, what's the easiest way to tell him this? And it's just like stuck in her own head for a minute.
Everything good?
Well,
At this point, he does come out from the back. Walks over to you. And just looks down.
Customers present or no?
Sorry?
Any customers present or no?
Right now there's nobody else in the shop.
Perfect. Well, I went to pick up today, but the doctor's been killed. There was a cop at the door when I got there. It's not a big deal. Like, I handled it. I got it. Don't worry about it. But like, I think she died.
Huh. Do you know you sure about this?
Pretty sure. I mean, the guy was definitely a cop. He had a badge and a gun, and his name was Patrick. I looked at his card, just like you recommended. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think something weird is going on, because she was like, I don't know, maybe not something weird. She was just nice, you know?
Yeah, that is odd. Let me... Give me a second, and I could have another contact there. That makes things difficult. Do you know, was it at the center that she died, or where do you...
I'm gonna like swing my bag off my shoulders and just kind of like sit. I'm assuming there's just like a couple like not expensive but like definitely comfortable chairs off to one side of the room, like really old armchairs.
Yeah, like really old, look like they were from the side of the road sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit in one of those and kind of like using my feet kick my shoes off. Immediately putting my legs up on the little coffee table.
Feet off the table.
Just...
He didn't even look. He just...
I don't know. I don't think she died at home, because like I went back into the building and I know I shouldn't have, but I kind of wanted to know, and there was nothing there. Like, it was real quiet. It didn't seem like any of the neighbors like were freaked out. Nothing weird seemed to be going on there, so I'm betting no. Like, I'm betting nothing happened at her place.
I have another contact there.
Oh yeah, and Win needs double next time. I didn't tell her we could. It was like, your supplier kind of just died. But just that I'd mention it.
Supply was running low to begin with. This puts a whole new spin on things.
I'm not gonna like that.
If you can make contact with a Dr. Francis Ferrara, I should have tried to pronounce these names beforehand. Ferrara.
Ferrara, yeah.
Ferrara. If you can get in contact with her, she's another person that I've reached out to in the past. She might have some more information and be able to reconnect us. So, she also works at the center,
Okay.
so if you can go there and see what she can help with.
Sure. I mean, just go right to the center? Does she... I guess not everybody gives you their home address. I didn't even understand why Jennifer did that.
She didn't like to be... She was more cautious, didn't want to be seen at the... giving out stuff at the center. But...
That's what I thought. Like...
But if you go there, you might be able... Don't need to pick anything up right now, but if you can just make contact with her, let her know I sent you.
I give kind of like an exaggerated sigh, put my shoes back on. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll swing by there, and we'll not do math today, because I'm assuming Helena's homeschooled, and sometimes she'd be required to do classes, but apparently today is not that day, and she's just like, guess we'll do math another day.
We can do it later this evening, don't worry.
All right, old man. She just kind of like punches him in the arm and grabs one of the candies off the counter. Like, I'll be back.
Those are for customers.
I'll be back.
Okay. So, you're on your way to the center. Wynn is on her shift currently, which, my brain shut off. So you're on your shift, things are going as well as they usually do. You still get like we're a little off put by this news that you received today, so just give me 1 second. So we might actually just cut to John, though. Have you thought of what you were...
I have. Can you just tell me what the name of like the local newspaper is? Just so I know. It may come up.
The what are newspapers normally called?
If it doesn't matter, I can just make something up.
Yeah, you
when
can make
comes
it up.
to but okay.
I'm willing to let you guys have some authority in this world building.
Okay. Just if I mention it, I want it to be known that my intention is for it to be an actual newspaper and not just me, not just like my character actually making something up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna stroll over to the front door.
Okay. You stroll over as you like head towards the door. You are stopped by an officer who tells you, this is an active investigation. We can't actually let anyone enter the facility at this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Steve Ferguson. I'm a reporter with the Daily Yodel, and I was in here the other day researching for a story, and I think I left my wallet in there. I won't be a bother at all. Do you mind if I just kind of sneak in and take a quick look around for it?
Okay, yeah, this is definitely a manipulate someone.
I will manipulate. I do have one of my perks or moves is that I can use sharp instead of charm when I manipulate someone.
Oh yeah,
So
it is true. So go ahead and roll your move.
advanced success 12.
Ooh. Well, advanced success is if you have an advanced move. Which at your guys' current level, you unfortunately don't.
Well, treat it as a regular success then.
But yeah, that is still a full success. So on a full success, they'll do it for the reason you gave them. If you ask too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. Or if there's no way. So, with that in mind, he says, okay, there's certain areas that we can't let you go into, but if it was just on the main floor, we can escort you to where you think you've lost it. And he waves over another officer and tells them that to escort you to where you think you have lost your wallet. And I think that it'll let us. I'll show you what the layout looks like in that case.
I'm in.
So this officer escorts you into the main entrance. And I'll bring you guys over to the. Hey.
Oh boy, it's very dark in here.
Here's where we get to.
Dark and full of mystery, huh?
So you're coming up through the main entrance, so. One second here to reveal this area. So I can't use my pen to select you. Oh, can I just not control your icon there?
I got him.
Why did okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong tool. Right. That's how Roll20 works.
You gotta have the right tool. Don't be a fool. Use the right tool.
So, just grab a random officer possible token here. Oh, that's good. And we'll just... which way are you leading them?
Let's go north first.
Okay. So, in the north. Let me just clear this out here right quick. And you'd have... There's not much sense in hiding this area because you've been here. Most of you guys have been here before, so this place would be open to the public. So I'll just do that. I can explain what different sections are as you move through. But you're So, which way are you going first?
Well, we can kind of tour around through the public area first of all. Obviously, I'll act like I'm looking for my wallet, but really, I'm just looking for anything out of place or anything suspicious.
Okay. So this would be an investigate a mystery, I'd say.
Sure.
So roll plus sharp.
Five. Failure. Make sure to mark experience.
Okay. Our first failure. That means I get to do something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
See, the great part about this game is that the game master doesn't actually roll dice. I just get to do stuff whenever you guys screw up.
Nice.
So.
Well, we'll savor it because it's not going to happen very often.
Like that energy.
Okay. So, on a miss, you reveal information to the monster or whoever you are talking to. The keeper might ask you some questions which you have to answer.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to say with that, as you're walking around and looking in very odd places, the officer with you is getting suspicious. It's just like and you can they radio something that you don't quite catch. But you get the sense that they're starting to understand that you're not actually looking for your wallet.
Hmm.
They come up to you and say, we'll keep an eye open for a loose wallet, but we're gonna have to ask you to move along. If we find it, we'll contact you. I'm assuming there'd be identification in there somewhere. Or if you
Yeah,
wanna
of course.
leave, a form of contact for us, we can make sure to get in touch.
Well, yeah, I appreciate how inconvenient this must be for you, but I really need to get my wallet. Like, I have important cards in there. I can't get any work done without it, and like I got my boss sort of like yelling at me. He told me don't come back until you have it. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I don't like this any more than you do.
Let me see.
Maybe if we split up, we'd cover more ground and can find it even faster.
I'm going to. So, one mechanic that I've been toying with, maybe using. I hesitant to introduce homebrew mechanics into a game so early on, but something that I've heard used in
boy.
games is allowing for advantage and disadvantage rolls. In this system, it'd be rolling 3d6 and taking the two lowest or highest. So, I'm thinking I'll let you try and manipulate someone though, but since they're onto you, it'll be with this disadvantage because you failed the last roll.
What? Cops don't let people who they're suspicious of just wander around a crime scene?
I know, weird, right?
That's kind of weird. Okay. So, manipulate someone, you said?
Yeah.
Taking the two lowest puts me at 8.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Partial success. Or mixed success, whatever they call it.
Manipulate someone.
They'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. According to the mighty character sheet.
Show that you mean it. So.
Or if I ask too much, they'll tell me what I can do for them to do it.
I'd say he ask you to. He's gonna look at you and be, if you can get me on the line with your publisher, with your not the chief head writer. I don't know what the term is, but
Editor.
That's the one. And we can try and sort this out. I put a female on there, didn't I? Yeah, I put a female. I'm doing a harsh, gruff voice.
Hey, that's fine. Maybe she's got a harsh, gruff voice.
Yeah.
True.
She's a grizzled old cop veteran. She's too old for this shit. 3 days from retirement.
And it's gonna die immediately. What?
That will depend on how the next interaction goes.
So, she's there asking to get in touch with your editor.
Okay, so this is kind of going out on a limb. Is there any chance that I have
Do you have a person that you contact?
Do I have a network, or anyone I'm in cahoots with? Any other conspiracy nutters?
I think that's a move that you could take as the Flake. I think. Had you have...
There's a internet friends one, and I did not take it.
Yeah. So I think that's what you would need for that. Yeah, I would say that would classify under that. So there, you could try and call a contact of yours and see, but you won't get the benefits of the net friend per se, because that's actually one of your moves available.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's fair.
But the cop's suspicion, is fairly certain you're up to something, so they're not going to just let you keep wandering without proof of what you're saying. But you've gotten a layout of this, a bit of because you're not just standing there, you've been looking around for a bit, so you've gotten a bit of layout for it.
Honestly surprised you got in the building.
Except you... Sorry, there might have been something, because you had scored, was it a partial success for the...
partial success.
For the, read a bad situation?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, I think you got an 8 for the read a bad situation. if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
And I had asked what my best way in was.
Yeah, and I think if you're still using the same way in, do you get one forward?
Yes. If you act on the answers, you get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant.
So you had gone 4, 5, 6. What was your total on manipulate someone?
It was 8. So it would just bump it up to a 9, which is still a mixed success.
Okay. I'm sorry. I tried.
Thank you for trying.
Yeah, that wouldn't have. And the failure would have been a 6, so that's still a failed roll. Yeah. Well, yeah, so I feel like you get the sense that if you push this, you're gonna end up in a very bad spot. Either taken in for questioning or maybe made the prime suspect.
You know what? Forget it. My boss is in an important meeting right now, and I'm sure that if I disturb that, I'll get reamed even harder than if I show up without my ID. So thanks for helping, but I think I'll just have to call it here.
We'll make sure to contact you if anything shows up.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thinking of, it's probably where things happening. Getting into more close to the afternoon. I'd say it's when I'll say it was probably a short shift, and we're probably coming on the end of your shift. What do you do once you get off?
It depends. I would say because she finally is medicated and feeling a little bit calmer and in control of herself, she would probably head to like a market or like a shop on the way home to get some food. Really keeping to herself, not really like trying to not, draw attention to herself. She's really like observant of the area around her too, so she's kind of taking everything in as she goes.
Okay. I'll say as you are leaving the coffee shop, I'll say, hell, you do notice her leaving the coffee shop as you're on your way down to the research center. If you wanted to engage or not, that's up to you.
I think I'd just clock her and give like a little, and then keep going, because I don't have any updates for her. Like, I don't know if double is going to happen next time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get her more next time. Like, it's really up in the air, and that's really difficult to tell someone, and she doesn't really know how to do that.
You don't know how to give someone bad information.
Really don't like doing it, and it just makes her feel uncomfortable. She'd rather avoid that if she can. So yeah, she'll just keep going, I think.
Okay. Win, do you react to Hell as she runs by?
I'm a little curious into the direction she's going. But like I don't want to draw attention to myself. So I just kind of like notice her, and especially since she's someone who I do something illegal with, I don't want to bring attention to really knowing her per se. So, right? But I am curious because she is a weird kid, I say kindly. And so I kind of, and maybe the direction she's heading is towards one of the shops I'm going to anyways.
You clock that she's heading towards the dock area.
Okay.
I mean, there could be a market
Yeah,
down
there's
by the pier.
there is actually an open air market down in that area. That's open right now. So
Okay.
the casual like nod goodbye to someone and then head in the same direction.
Basically.
Oh, hate that. Cool.
Yeah.
So as much as you wanted to avoid, you do end up going in the same general direction.
I guess in that case, Hell would probably like stop going on her Heelys and like click them back in, and just kind of like surreptitiously look back and forth and like trot a little bit closer every so often, just like, hey.
And I'll say with how in tune do you think Hell is to her abilities?
She tries not to think about them.
Actually, if I pull this up, because I just want to reread one thing from your there's something that I wanted to bring up that I read. So, playing off when one of your things that you have the sight.
Yeah.
You do get an odd sense from Hell. You've never really focused on her too much. You've kind of tried to avoid like too much contact and focus, but as you're walking along, she does have a weird aura sort of to her. Her presence is more apparent than most people you're used to. It's both off and sort of comforting at the same time.
Okay.
It's yeah. It doesn't feel normal, but it doesn't make you anxious. It makes you not necessarily relaxed, but like there's a comfort to the presence.
So,
Just so
I
we
would
can
be
know.
guessing, yeah. So if I'm feeling something like that, especially since I've taken my medication, I would be really intrigued by that. What I see from her, and there'd be something, probably one of the voices, quote unquote, I hear in the form of how I hear what it is probably going to be like saying you need to follow and kind of like lead along, but like I'm doing it very like nonchalantly, like kick rock style, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is this something that, because I don't really want to share right away to Helena that I feel this energy from her, because I don't really share that info with people much, but it obviously will catch my attention.
Oh, yeah. Can I get you to roll plus sharp?
For just one or
Uh, um, this is your. I'm gonna say this is your hunches ability.
okay. Let me see if I click on the hunches dice. Will it just do it for me?
I think so.
Okay.
Mixed success. Um. Okay.
So
So,
it says
you
you're
get the
on.
sense that you should, um, follow, Hell. You're not fully sure why, but you get that sense.
Okay.
And, as you guys proceed, how you guys make your way down to the docks area, and you
I
get
mean, do I notice her following me, or is it just because like Hell's not suspicious of Win at all? Like if anything, it's like, you know, when you're younger and you're sharing a bus with kids of like all ages, and you see the older kids, and you're like, "Oh, they're so cool. Like they must have everything together. Like I'd love to like someday I'll be them and I'll know what's up."
one day
you
when I'm
know?
their age, I'll have my shit together,
Yeah, like
and it just never
they're
happens.
so cool. They can like go to parties and do what they want with their lives. Like they can put their feet on the table when they want to, kind of a thing, you know? Like I'm not suspicious of her, but I'm just like, yeah, she's
How
cool.
subtle is Win trying to be?
Um, she lacks like social awareness to be able to be purposefully subtle. So she like is kind of just like awkward about it. Like she's walking awkwardly. She's really like shuffling. Probably not being super subtle, to be honest with you. Probably noticed by
Okay.
that she's like out of place a little bit. This isn't her norm.
So, as you guys make your way down and you get to in front of the science center, you get there. There's still cops around, but you get there just in time as a man in a trench coat is being escorted out by the police. And how you remember seeing this guy this morning? He's now being escorted out of the facility by the police.
Oh, so I'm watching that
Yeah.
go down. Okay, I'd just be like,
He's not being arrested or anything, but they're just
Mhm.
leading him off the out of the crime scene. How is how's John portraying himself at this moment?
Uh, he's keeping it together. He's like internally frustrated, but he knows not to give that away. Or, oh, I guess it's understandable. He'd be a bit frustrated, but like he's complying. He's not resisting or anything.
Okay. Um. You do spot the girl that ran into you this morning. Across the street, looking at the research center. She has a snicker on her face as she clocks you. That's odd. And there's another person behind her that you've never really seen before.
Well, I'm gonna keep it low profile, but I'm gonna walk over to interact with this very suspicious kid.
Okay. So this guy approaches you. How do you open conversation? Any of you?
I guess I'd just kind of be like, well, you're not a cop, so
All right, kid. And I know you're up to something here. What brings you to the science center?
science, obviously.
Wynn's just gonna kind of like nod and like in agreement with Helena being like, yeah, and just quietly be like, yeah. What are you here for?
So, reminder for Jake, I guess. I do have the ability that if someone lies to me, I know it.
Right. I'm just gonna say that like that is an active ability. I will forget. So like if you want to know if someone's lying, you're gonna have to ask me and I will tell you.
I would like to know if they're lying.
Yeah. And yeah, you know she is. Like
I mean, it's not a good lie. It's just like it's a lie in that I'm not going to answer you, and it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, like I will, like I might remember occasionally, but it's probably generally going to be you're going to have to ask to remind me.
I just wanted to be sure that that John sees through it.
Yeah. You know that's a full-faced lie. There's something. This is sus.
Pretty sus.
We're gonna need to start a sus counter.
As this happens, give me 1 second.
Well, are we in the midst of a standstill right now?
Yeah, there's like some tension between you guys. You kind of all know something's going on, but
Okay. I think my character's gonna like lean over to Helena and like whisper, like, so we need to make him think that we are friends or something. And like whisper it really quietly, like saying that we're friends or like how do we know each other, like trying to come up with a story. Again, Wynn's very socially awkward, so she has no clue what to really do in this situation.
And I would say Helena's like, she's not like socially awkward in that way, but like she doesn't spend a lot of time with kids her age. She's been pretty pretty sheltered, but she's just like, she should suggest be friendly. Yeah.
So then, and like Wynn's like holding onto her backpack, and she's like just like kind of crouching up a little bit, like big eyes at this man in a trench coat, and unsure of if she needs to like defend herself.
And I think Helena's just gonna look to either side of the trench coat, and just be like, so, what's going on in there?
None of your business, that's what.
None of our business. Oh. Get a load of this guy.
Well, you two obviously aren't cops. Cops don't usually employ children.
I kind of like look down at myself in like my purple hoodie and sneakers, and I'm just like,
Observant.
mm-hmm.
At this moment,
Let me guess. You're here for one of the murder victims. It's the only logical conclusion.
Now he
One
said
of?
victims.
Yeah, he just said, so I'm just like, one of. What do you mean one of?
Ah, so you were here for one of the victims.
What do you mean one of?
You knew about the murders. You just thought there was only one.
That's actually not why I'm here.
That's the truth.
Do enlighten me then.
I don't know you. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. She's not a stranger. You're a stranger.
It's at this moment that you see there's some commotion with the cops. And a few of the officers who were standing out rush into the building, and they leave only one present standing outside.
Can Helena read a bad situation and see?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do this in roll 20 here, even though I do have dice. Read a bad situation. Do I just click the dice?
Yeah, you can click the dice on the move, and that'll bring it up.
Sharp, right? Yeah.
The basic move has will automatically do it for you if you do click on just the basic move.
Okay.
Mixed success. With a mix, I need to keep referencing until I learn the rules better.
So read a bad situation, mixed success. You get one.
Yeah, you get to
ask
ask one question from the list there.
Okay.
So, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
Are there any dangers that we haven't noticed? I think because Helena's very much, she's aware of her surroundings. She's had to run before and is like familiar with that. And the cops just went running, which is a red flag for her. So,
So,
where's the danger? Where's the fire? basically.
Um. uh, So, with that, um, so you know that someone had died, and you've just been informed that apparently there was a few, and you've seen that the cops went running inside, leaving only one posted out. So, you think that there is something that happened inside. Um, um,
And we didn't hear anything. There was no
Um,
shouting, no gunshots, no.
I'll say with Reed, but since you got that, you overheard um, one of the cops saying, "There's been another victim." Um, we need backup now.
Whoa.
And that's what you heard before they all went charging in.
I think. What's the smartest move here? Do I try to get in the building, or do we wait and come back later? I don't know. What are other people thinking?
Yeah, what are the other two players thinking?
Well, without the
You go,
cops out-
100%.
Oh. Sorry? What? Okay. Without the cops out in front, this would be our best chance to sneak into the building. But with all the cops inside, this would be our worst time to explore the building. So, I say use this time to get inside, and then lay low somewhere inside, wait for them to filter out, and then go snooping around inside.
Wynn just feels
Since
the
I
need
sus-
to.
oh, sorry.
No,
go
go.
ahead.
Go.
Since I suspect you two also want inside.
Well, yeah.
Here.
I'm just following the pull, as one would say. And it seems to have pulled me to this situation with you two. So I'll follow where you guys go.
Well, I'm supposed to meet this contact, and it's kind of important that I do, and I know that my guardian is counting on me, and that's a lot of pressure. So I think even if Hal's a bit scared, she's like, I think I need to do this anyway, at least see if I can get the other doctor's contact information and then get out. Like a get in, get out. All right, I guess I do need to get in there kind of mentality. So I think I'd look at this guy in the trench coat and be like, hey, how do we get in there? You know, for science.
For science.
Adjust the glasses.
So, you'll have to remind me, what were the other options for getting in?
You know that you could probably get in through a side window or an air vent, though the air vent would be small. Or if you had some way to scale the building, you might be able to get in through the courtyard. So,
I'm wondering what ability I took. there might be something I can do here.
Actually, the cops are still here, right?
There's one outside, and you've seen the rest of them run in.
Okay, I have an ability I can use for the one that's outside.
Ooh, okay.
I can use telepathy on him to get him away from where he is.
Okay.
Weird.
It says I can manipulate someone without speaking.
Yeah. So you can
So I want to try to get into his head and manipulate him to tell him that he needs to go home. His shift is done.
So that's interesting. It's not like it's not necessarily a mind control move, like, but you can put words in people's. I think you can put thoughts in people's heads, right?
Yeah. It says specifically, it just says you can manipulate someone, and then manipulate someone says once you've given them a reason, tell them what you want them to do and roll.
Yeah.
Plus charm. So I could be giving a reason of we don't need him there right now, and the place is safe without him there. And I'm manipulating him to be done work.
I'd say I feel like it would be I don't want to force what you're doing, but I think it'd be the process of not process, but if it was like telling him to investigate somewhere else.
Yeah.
Rather than just leaving for the day might be more plausible.
Okay. I'd be willing. I just want him away from the area,
Yeah.
so I'm willing to adjust to the needs of the game to have him move away.
Yeah, I think if putting the thoughts in his head of like you need to investigate somewhere else would be more plausible. I think. It's like this isn't a discussion, so like I'm not saying for hard fact. I'm just. Does that make sense?
No, I agree. That makes sense.
But with that being said,
Can't make it too easy.
Yeah. Which investigating something else might be something on a different site, but just it'd be harder to just get him to quit for the day.
Okay, then Wynn's going to attempt to manipulate in that sense.
Okay. Roll to manipulate someone. Ooh, that's bad.
That's bad. I gain experience though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah. On a miss, your approach is completely wrong. You've offended or angered the target.
Great.
Uh-oh.
Just 1 second. Okay. So this is an interesting scenario since it was in their head and they don't necessarily know where the source was coming from.
Nope.
So, you see, um, you see that they're like the officers like scratches their head and like gives it a shake, and they then start looking around and they see you guys. They don't like engage with you guys, not, but they do notice your presence. But you can see that he is much more alert now and like wondering what was going on.
Could I try something?
Yeah.
So we're like this science complex is like right towards the edge of the water, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm picturing like we've got a big building and then there's like a parking lot maybe over here and then like water like
So
close
there's
by
like
us, right?
on the other side of this building there's like a boardwalk that goes across on the other side, and then it's the water past that.
Okay. Could I use magic
Ooh.
and make one of the like far car alarms go off to try and pull his attention away from us?
That could. There are very specific things that use magic, that falls under use magic. Let me just.
Oh, okay. No, I'm reading them now.
It could be one, but just.
I mean, this might qualify as do one thing beyond human limitation. I don't know. Those are pretty specific.
Communicate with something that. It doesn't really fall under, but I feel like maybe just like inflicting harm could be considered that. Depending on how you flavor your magic to occur, how does your magic work? How does your character's magic work?
Yeah.
Big question here.
It is a big question.
Because
I
it's
think
different
it's
for
like,
every person. How much?
It's an energy-based thing.
So
like-
I have a lore behind how magic works in this world and stuff, but
okay.
how much was your character taught about magic? Would you have a base would you have a base understanding, very little, or did you have a good study of it?
I would say she's recently been doing some studying on it because of her current living circumstances. When she was younger, she wouldn't have had any. But now that she is in a safer place and is encouraged to study, she would have some knowledge, but is by no means an expert. But
Okay.
there's definitely a knowledge base to work from now.
So, from what you've studied, because it's also hard to separate what is actually magic and what is just people's superstition of what magic is. Gotta find those lines. From what you gathered in your studies, magic is taking energy from another plane and manipulating it in ours is the very basics of what you've been able to gather. You're not sure about the fine details, but because it gets very complicated, and the deeper you go, the less sure you are of what's real and what's just crazy people spouting nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a common occurrence that you've seen when you've been looking into it, taking energy from another plane, and manipulating it in our world. Which you can kind of see that, can kind of understand that with what you've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a little weird about it. It seems off, but that's what most of the books tell you. But that's what I'll let you know about things so far. So what's it look like as you try to... I'll say this will be an inflict harm on a vehicle, just so we have some basis, mechanical basis. What's it look like as you do that?
I think Helena takes a deep breath because she doesn't tap into her magic very often. She actually doesn't like to do it. She's been told that she needs to learn about it, but she prefers not to use it unless she feels like she has to. So I think she just makes fists at her sides, tilts her head down a little bit, and just like tries to force energy to redirect itself.
Okay, let me just... Oops, I skipped it. Okay. So, yeah, roll to use magic.
Okay.
I first use magic roll.
So it should automatically add 1 to this, right?
Yeah,
should,
since your stats are filled out, it should add the numbers together. Mixed success.
So it works, but you gotta choose a glitch. What I gather.
Ooh, okay. Glitches, gotcha.
Choose your effect
So,
and a glitch.
The effect is weakened. The effect is of a short duration. You take a harm. The magic draws unwelcome attention or has a problematic side effect. Ooh, that's tough. I think oh gosh, I hate to say it, but given who I think this character is, she's going to take a harm because she wants this to work.
Okay. 1 harm, ignore armor.
And she's by no means an expert in this. So I think that's a mistake on her part, being really hasty to try and make it work.
So yeah, as you reach down into yourself to try and force yourself to bend reality to your will, you can feel it you can feel where the energy comes from, but you also feel some of it, your own energy, being forced into this by accident, and your own life force is drained a little bit as you get take 1 harm. And so, we're all aware with the mechanics of harm and damage and all that. Whenever you take harm from something, there's unlike D&D where you have a huge health pool and you can take all the hits. You have a very small health pool, and you will always have a very small health pool. When you take harm, there's sometimes can have other effects depending on what sort of injury you took. So if you get hit in the arms by something, you might drop what you were holding. You might, if your leg gets injured, you might have trouble with future actions that involve mobility until you get that healed. Those are sort of things that can occur whenever you take harm. So there might be sometimes things happen that prevent you from acting as well. Just wanted to let you know that nothing at this current point from your own self-inflicted harm.
Mm-hmm.
That's true for now, but it might not be true in the future.
Yes. Noted.
But the car, you channel within yourself, you bend reality to your will, and the car alarm starts going off, and the officer does take note of it and does walk off to investigate it.
Perfect. As soon as his back is a little bit towards us, I kind of motion to the other two and just run for one of the ducts, because I'm small and I fit in small spaces.
Okay. So do you guys follow behind?
I follow. I think it's kind of weird that this kid just kind of concentrated for a moment and then a car alarm started going off, but I'll keep that to myself for now.
Yeah, that's not
It's
normal.
a little sus.
So yeah, you guys dug around the side of the building and you find some shrubbery. To kind of duck behind that, there's a ventilation grate next to. And you're going to try to squeeze your way through.
Mm-hmm.
After getting the vent open. Use magic. Yeah. So I'd say you can definitely fit in, but it might be too small for the other two to squeeze through. You could try, but you might get stuck.
I'm wondering if Hell can't just go in and then drop down and open a window or something for
That's
the rest of
possible.
us.
Yeah, we could have a chat before, because I'd probably need help getting the grate off of this duct, right? We'd have to teamwork that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I doubt the cops are going to be hanging around in the public area, so
Yeah.
should.
Probably a good assumption. So, we are coming. I just want to confirm the time that we were going to go until. Was it 3 or 4 that people were able to keep going till?
3:30 is probably my cutoff time. But
Okay.
That works for me.
Same here.
Sounds good then. So
But we have a plan. I look at the two of you and I'm like, for science.
For science.
science.
For science.
Okay.
Cool.
I do
So
have a.
Hal's gonna try and get in there and jimmy a window open that will be large enough to fit the adults through.
Okay. You work your way through the air duct. You manage to find a spot inside where it you don't see anyone in your immediate vicinity. Vicinity. So you wait a beat just to confirm, and then drop down. And you find a window where you guys planned to meet at. Yeah, and you're keeping low, keeping to yourself, so yeah, you shouldn't be any issue to unlock a window from the inside and prop it open.
How far along the building did we have to go to find the duct and the window?
That is a good question.
Thank you.
I'd say it'd be I am still in the wrong tool. There we go. It'd be right here. So this is a as you've come down, you're actually entering into a bathroom here.
Okay.
And it's a fogged window that you're propping open.
My character is like followed, just to clarify.
Yeah, right. Yes, you are with them there. So it's a fogged window that you managed to prop open, and you guys are able to squeeze through. And at the moment, you don't hear anyone in your immediate vicinity, but it's place isn't like dead silent. There's some I don't want to say commotion, but like you do hear people walking around, but it's like far off right now.
Definitely risky business.
Yeah. How would you guys like to proceed?
So what is it in this moment we're exactly looking for? Just general reasons of why the police are investigating?
Yeah, we gotta find out what's going on.
Yeah, I think each of us might be looking for something different, because I'm looking for like the offices, because I want
Right.
I want the contact info for, give me a second, Dr. Francis Ferreira. So I'm looking for their contact information, and I'm like a little bit curious about like the situation, but I just want to get in and get out. That's my
I
goal.
love the fact that just like the total child in like thought process is like, I was sent to do this task. You noticed that there was cops everywhere, but you're still going to do the task.
I mean,
Definitely.
yeah, a guardian has asked me to do something, and I'm beholden to them. So.
Yeah, just like, they asked me to do this, so I'm going through with it. Okay.
Cops don't scare me. People from my background scare me, but cops don't scare me.
So, uh, with
So
this,
we're gonna need to find our way to the second story,
yeah,
the second floor. Surely.
I feel like this might be read a bad situation. Seems to be like a probably the go-to for this kind of thing, unless you guys have other ideas.
Yeah, what were you gonna say there, Win?
I was gonna say my character can do it like with the telepathy mood, and I was actually gonna mention the read a bad situation. So is there a way for me to like feel out the people in the area or the path to get to the second floor and see if there's people in the way based on telepathy, or
That is probably a good possibility. Let me just double check that.
like the question could be, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? I could
Yeah.
use my telepathy to kind of read the room.
Yeah, so, let's roll that. Use your telepathy to read a bad situation. And see how well you do. As you close your eyes and open your mind. Oh.
That was really bad.
Oof. Let me just look up what happens when you. I'm pretty sure read a bad situation is one of the ones you do not want to fail.
So what it says is your roll moves as normal, except people will not expect the weirdness of your mental communication. So
Oh, so we would see something.
Oh yeah, read about the situation.
It would have to be like telepathy specific because the general read a bad situation doesn't have any penalty on a failed roll. You just don't get anything out of it.
So, as you attempt to use your telepathy, you try to open up your mind to take in any thoughts around you. When you're trying to focus on one person, it's easier, but trying to open it up to sense others around you, everyone, it can be tricky. And you're trying to focus and you don't notice anyone in your immediate vicinity that you can sense. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so you don't sense you're struggling, but you don't sense anyone around you. You think should be fine to step out and see where the best exit is.
okay. So Wynn's gonna like, I guess the window's been open at this point, so she's gonna climb through the window. Not gracefully. She's not good at this. Y'all are wondering why she's even here right now, but she
Probably
does
wondering
it.
about
She gets
herself.
through the window. Oh, she's being pulled by the spirits at this point. She has to. She doesn't have a choice. So she continues, and she's like, again, just kind of really observant to the area around her, even though thus far it's done absolutely nothing to benefit her. So
Um, as you, um, actually, I'm gonna ask, what are the other two doing?
So we're just in like this washroom space where I've jimmied the window open.
Yeah.
I'm going to. We've heard people distantly, so I think Helena's just gonna like poke her head out of the main door of the washroom and just be like, see if she sees anything.
Okay.
I'm good to like cautiously sort of walk around, explore, but at least my original plan was once we got in to wait for the cops to filter back out before doing any real exploring.
Okay, so you are thinking to hunker down a little bit and just keep an eye out while you're in this bathroom?
Yeah, maybe not stay in the bathroom, but if possible, look around for like a good hiding spot.
Well, you were in here earlier, so you were able to get an idea of the layout. So you can probably would have queued up like a good hiding spot. I'd say, gauging from where you are now, if you go further, you'd probably be. If you think that the most of the stuff is happening upstairs, then going deeper into the exhibit would probably be the safest bet, where less stuff was less likely to have occurred. So, in this sort of area, back way, sort of away from the elevators, and the stairs that the officers might be using.
I think after Helena pokes her head out and like presumably the guy in the trench coat walks into the hallway fairly confidently, she'd just be trying to see any signs for like where to go for people's offices or Ferrera's name anywhere, any clues. Which would I have to roll for that?
I'd say that'd be investigate a mystery.
Okay.
And let's see what you get. Mixed success. Have we only gotten the one like full success so far?
7 seems to be my number today.
yeah.
So yeah, you get to ask one of the questions, I believe. What do you want to know? Yeah, you get hold 1 for ask one of the questions.
Yeah, I'm reading them here now. What happened? What sort of creature? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? I don't know. I feel like we're still at a base information level. So, like, what's happening here? Like, I assume there's nothing weird or, like, don't see tracks of any kind or sense anything or...
Okay. So, which way were you going? Just I want to know what information you might glean depending on where you are.
I mean, the stairs probably go up and down, so I would imagine, like, within this area there'd be signage of some kind. which is mainly what I'm looking for.
So yeah, the signage would point this way to the water exhibit. Sign pointing back to this area. Says a magnet exhibit. To the right, it says cafeteria. And it's a and it doesn't give us directions upstairs because it's just not open to the public.
Is there an elevator of any kind anywhere?
It does say elevator this way as well, to the east.
Okay. And where would be the... I'm assuming there's also an emergency exit staircase somewhere.
You would see that stairs are also pointed to east, so
Okay.
since
And then
you've
Oh,
been here
sorry, go
before, I'll let you know that, like, you know that the elevators, this is this thing for elevator, these are stairs.
Right. Cool. Then I guess I would look at the other two people with me and be like, I gotta get upstairs. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but I gotta do it.
Is there any way I can help distract someone? Maybe?
Let's see.
I'm open to creeping upstairs.
Like, you don't see anyone immediately around, so like you could try your hand at creeping to the second level and seeing.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay. Would act under pressure be considered?
I mean, I feel like we're under some pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want us to be like stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
I'd say
sense.
probably act under pressure would be the best thing for trying to, like, keep calm, keep your nerves ahead of you. So I'll just ask for one person who's ever leading to act under pressure.
Not me.
I think it's the kid.
Uh-oh.
Come on, you've been doing great.
Okay. Sure. Lucky number 7. Why do I have a funny feeling about this? Act under pressure. Alright. Cool. I don't think my cool stat is super good, but...
No, you're the
let's-
coolest.
Oh.
Mine's -1, so. Not cool enough.
Okay, so it's a quote from the book. On a miss, things go to hell.
Great.
Of course
Oh,
they do.
good.
Okay.
Wait, could someone have helped me out?
Yeah. I believe
Yeah, actually.
they can do that even after the roll.
So this can either definitely help us or make things way worse from what I'm reading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It's okay to see what the result is before deciding to help out. So, yeah, someone can
Awesome.
roll to help out to try and make this a partial success.
Okay. Okay.
But just oh
Nope.
uh so
I
both
did
are
not help.
failed.
Uh-oh.
At least I get experience.
Yeah, both of you mark experience. Yep. That's
Yay.
yeah. Good job, you got experience. Man. Okay. So
I'm imagining, what I'm picturing in my head is like we're trying to sneak up these stairs and like one of the wheels on Helena's Heelys pops out unexpectedly and she has to like go and try to catch herself, and maybe like John tries to help and that doesn't go so well.
So, yeah, that's was it these stairs that you were trying to go up?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Okay. Let me expose.
Once again, my life has been worsened by Heelys.
Once again.
It's not the first rodeo.
And it won't be the last.
You could say they're the wheels of fate.
I rolls this game though, man.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
are doing great. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that next one wasn't going to be a 7. Felt it in the universe.
Yeah.
But it was a 6. Okay. So as you get to the top of the stairs, you feel your totally awesome Heelys. You feel the click in your heel, and you just go to, almost completely eat it, as the heel pops out. But luckily, John tries to catch you, and he stops you from falling, but he steps forward, and there is let me just sure. Actually, this is going to be there's a person wearing a lab coat who just sees both of you as you stumble up the stairs. You guys would be about here-ish. When you're still out of sight at the moment, you haven't been noticed. But
Cool.
you two flat outer see this person, and just looks at you, just like, who are you? I haven't seen you before. You're not part of the investigation. What are you doing here? How do you guys react?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say investigation? I didn't realize something like that was going on. But we were just here to see the exhibits, see the science.
Yeah. Dad, tell the nice lady that we're just here to see science, right? And I want to look at her coat. Is there any name on her lab coat or a badge or anything like that? Or I'm assuming her. You just said personal lab coat. I'm sorry.
You do see, they do have a feminine figure, and a tag, and you're looking for the name on the tag. Is that what you said?
Yes.
It says, Chris, Professor, Chris Larson's.
Okay. Professor.
It also says, below their name, administrator. And they look at you and they're just like, well, for one, this area is never open to the public, and there's also, we are currently closed for the day due to a open investigation. I'm going to have to ask you to leave unless you have proper credentials for being here. So, you said, what was your reasoning again?
I said we were just here to see the science, and we didn't realize that it wasn't open to the public today.
Mhm.
So, I'd say to spin that false hood without any more suspicion would probably be manipulate someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which you can use your sharp.
Okay. I will manipulate her into believing that.
And I will, if required, I will help. Or attempt to help.
I want to point out that I probably at this point had heard that there was commotion upstairs when they started. So I'm just kind of like chilling at the stairs, tucked in the shadows.
Dang.
Well, like I got a 14,
Wow.
which is a perfect roll.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Double sixes.
Double sixes. Critical success.
Of course, this one I do fine.
Okay. What are you asking from her? Just to
To look the other way. No, I don't think that would be. I don't think there's any scenario in which she just lets us wander around up here. So
not without like giving a valid excuse for being part of the investigation.
I think I would tap on John's shoulder and just be like, "Oh, Dad, didn't you say you had a friend that worked here? Dr. Ferreira?"
yeah, that's right. I really don't mean to be a bother, but my daughter here was really hoping to see Dr. Ferreira, an old friend of ours.
This person in the lab coat, like, not happy that there's people just wandering up here, but she does nod. She's like, Dr. Ferreira is currently helping with officers, but I can, if you wanted to meet her outside the facilities, I can tell her to go down and meet you in just a few minutes, and I'll take over for her. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait for her outside the facility for now.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It was super nice to meet you.
She gives a nod and she stands there waiting for you to leave first.
I guess we better leave.
Yeah.
And as soon as you like start to head down the stairs, then they do go further into the lab.
It's just this like awkward scamper back down the stairs, like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So, do you guys go to wait outside?
Should we listen to the rules?
Yeah, you could like they're going to send this person down. Like you could talk to this person,
We
or
could definitely get information out of them, right?
True. We could
Like
probably get some
we
kind
got
of-
more than we came in here with.
Do we see anything now that we're looking across the hall of this second level?
That's a good point. Give me an investigate a mystery roll. And now I'll continue asking for these rolls, and as you get closer to certain scenes, you'll get more information. Potentially.
As they do a investigate mystery, can I do it but like using the site instead?
Yeah.
I'm full of abilities.
That's the is site or oh, the site, yeah. That's a different thing. Let me just reread that just so I get a better understanding of what will be happening. Make success, so I'll get to that in 1 second.
Yeah, no rush. 7 again.
You can read through the questions and try and figure out which one you want to read, which one you want to ask.
I don't know, John, what do you think we should try and suss out here?
Geez, I don't know.
What's being
I don't know.
concealed, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it is
probably
the super secret second floor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get Win to roll the sight ability and see what you get, and then we'll figure out how both these insights work, how they play out. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me just go to your playbook and see if it gives a... Okay, what? Oh, so it is the... So you can also ask one question. So what's the question that John and Hel are asking?
What is being concealed here?
Okay. What's being concealed here? And what's Wynn gonna ask?
What happened here?
Okay. So what you get with those is Um, give me 1 second. You notice, um, that there's areas of the floor you're quick to, John and Hell, as you like analyze the floor and stuff, you can see that there's spots, like a few faint spots on the floor that look like they've been partially dissolved. But just a few small, like a you see
Like
almost,
an acid was on the floor?
yeah, like it's very faint, but it looks almost like a trail that goes from, let me see, freehand draw, that goes, it's like a very thin trail that goes from like around here and in. Of just what looks like partially dissolved flooring. So, you get, it looks like a trail, like something was being run across it, like something acidic. And Wayne, what was your question again?
What happened here?
You get the sense, that,
But the spirits are telling me, so.
yeah, spirits. That's what does it look like when you tap into this ability? Let me know how the flavor works, and then I'll figure out how.
Hell or win? Which one?
Win. Because
That's
you're
okay.
using a supernatural ability here.
Yeah,
What's the
so
flavor like?
So how it worked out is like when I see spirits, they don't like I don't have to like really concentrate much to get them to come to me. They're just always around. And when I finally acknowledge them, that's when they're like, "Hey, oh my God, a person wants to talk to me." So Wynn's character is just kind of like noticing a spirit off in the corner that's been like floating around, like hanging out on the second floor. So she like goes, "Hey, you," and like beckons it with like a really quiet like come hither finger thing, and the spirit right away like is like, oh shit, there's a person, and then comes over, and then I ask like very like I turn my back to the group so that it looks like I'm off in my own little world, and I just start like talking quietly under my breath to the spirit.
So, this thing you can't really focus on. It's hard to make out the exact form. It's more of just like a floating flame of energy that you see. The more you focus, the more you you can make it out of what it used to be, but also the harder it is on you to focus on that, as the form just wisps and billows You hear, "It escaped. We were attacked."
Attacked, you say?
We weren't supposed to be in contact. We don't know what it was.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
I think as you try to press more, it kind of just, it's becoming hard for you to focus on it, and its form kind of dissipates and fades away as you try to press for more information.
At that point, then, my character would like kind of mumble under her breath a bit of a chant that her family had taught her for like spirits that are lost in a plane. So she'd kind of, I don't know what the exact words, but you would just hear like a mumbling of like kind of thing. And then she takes the information she had just been given and processes.
Okay. And with that, you guys go to back out the way you came to wait outside, I'm assuming? Okay.
Yeah.
I
If
think
that's
we're coming up on time.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If that's the case,
Wow.
I think we'll pick up there next time.
Nice.
With you guys, we'll put this one as a to be continued. There are questions I'm supposed to ask at the end of every session, but since we're leaving on a note and stuff, we'll figure that stuff out later.
Yep, that's fine.
Did anyone gain
Sounds
enough
good.
experience to level up? I'm just curious. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
No.
I got 2 though.
Cool.
Same.
I don't know how the pacing for leveling up is going to work in this game, since I'm still new to it, which will determine how big of an arc it's going to have. But we'll play around with it. I'm hoping we'll be... since we all work full-time, this will be a first Sunday of every month. We'll try to get back to pick up where we left off. In the interim, I'm going to be uploading the recordings of this to YouTube, so people can find it there as well. Whenever I get the chance to actually edit the video and possibly just cut down any dead air.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I'm glad to see where this goes and what kind of monster we're dealing with.
I hope
Or not monster.
you had fun, and I hope you guys had fun.
Yep.
Did you guys have fun?
Yep.
No, it was just awful.
I knew it. I knew it. But yeah, we'll pick this up next time, and next time we'll have another player joining us.
Uh-oh.
Woo.
Mhm.
I don't know how to sign off, so
There's 2 ways. You could raid or you could just end stream. So,
okay. Bye everyone.
bye.
Bye. For science.
For science.